Ronnie. Who's your favourite bodybuilder of all time, apart from yourself?
I would say it's time between Lee Haney and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Those two guys.
Good ambassador for the sport as well, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, very good.
Okay, down at the front, gentleman in the white.
Hey Ron, on the Facebook page the other day you said that you might be doing your own supplement company?
Yeah, right now we're probably we're in developmental stages right now, doing a lot of testing. Once all that testing is over with, hopefully either by the end of next month or sometime in July we'll be distributing the product throughout Europe. We're going to do a European market first before doing the USA market.
Are you going to do the whole range?
Well, we're going to start, kind of small because kind of small company right now, and we're going to hopefully build on to it in the years to come.
You're not going to sell your Bentley for it?
Oh yeah, it's called sacrifice. Sometimes you have to sacrifice the things you work real hard to get more things.
Good stuff. Okay, any more? Okay, I'm afraid you're going to have to be trotting again, Gareth. A gentleman there in the black top, first row of the back bunch of seats. I'm picking them so far away. It's good. I'll tell you what, if I could pick them in the next Hollywood, just to get them on and go. Right, thank you, sir.
Hi, Ronnie. When you're coming up to a show, how would you change your diet and what cardio to workout regime?
No, actually, I don't really change diet at all when I work my way up to the show. I eat pretty much the same thing that I eat getting ready for a show that I eat leading up to the show. Reason why, because I don't really want to put anything different in my body to shock it and make me sometimes get sick, kind of sick when you do those kind of things. You have to be real careful. So whatever I've been eating, I just keep it the same.
Okay, stuff. Up right, I'm afraid it's another lady, and it's right up in the middle of that. There she is. If you wouldn't mind standing up as well, madam. There we go. There she is.
I know that we're talking about you traveling a lot, and I heard about when you were with Kevin Lavron and the whole vodka and coffee shot. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, what happened was, this was in 1997, and it was a long year. Of course, I got ninth in the Olympia, but right after the Olympia, they had about 7 shows on the European tour. And bodybuilding is a difficult enough sport in itself, but to have to stay in shape to do 7 shows in 11 days is the hardest thing I ever did in my whole entire life. And for the life of me, I still don't know how we did that. But what happened was, we had got to the point where our body just stopped pretty much kind of like performing. So this goes back to the question the guy asked me a minute ago about, putting different things in. So, on this tour, I was getting 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and it really wasn't working for me. And Kevin Lavron came to me and said, Kevin had won every show, and it was show number 7. He had won 6 in a row. He was coming on show number 7. So I pulled one of my college numbers. When I was in college, I always wanted to be the best at whatever it was that I was doing in college. I was in accounting, and at one point I wasn't too good, so I went to the guys that were good, and I studied with them, and I became great. So I did the same thing with Kevin. I like, Kevin, what are you doing to stay in, such good condition? It's like, come in my room tonight around by a certain time, whatever. I like, okay. So I go in Kevin's room, and he's like, this is what I'm doing. He gave me a cup of coffee. I'm like, coffee? That's it? They said, no, that's not it. Then he went in the refrigerator. He pulled out bottles of vodka, and he poured it in the coffee. I'm like, I'm supposed to drink this? I barely like coffee. Like, yeah, you drink that. So I like, okay. So I drank the vodka and coffee, and the next day at the show, I beat him. So that goes to putting different things in your body and beating your buddy for giving you some great advice.
Good stuff.
Watch out.
Well, yeah, watch out. Watch your back. Okay. Any more questions? We've got probably time for another 2, and then we're going to have to wrap up in the next show. Come on, somebody must have a quick. There we go. Down here, sir. Sorry. He loves it. Look, his little old legs. Look, there we go. Put your hand up again, sir, so we can see. And if you wouldn't mind standing up as well, please. Thanks.
Ronnie, we've all seen the video of you doing the lunges in the car park. Unfortunately, we can't do that in the UK because the weather's not that great and our gyms are rubbish.
Yeah.
But lunges are one of the best exercises, you know, for the thighs, glutes, hamstrings, so on.
Oh yeah, sure.
What's the second best exercise other than squats?
That's a hard one because I've always been able to do that, and you know, at my gym, it's a real hardcore facility. We just don't have, you know, a whole lot of means of you know, what we can do. So I kind of like just came up with that, you know. But another thing that we did before that, believe it or not, we're pushing a truck. It was just a basic standard 4x4 large pickup truck. We pushed it up and down that same parkway that I was doing the lunges. So I don't know if y'all can do that over here either, but
Need to get yourself a truck.
I got some different methods of doing things.
Get a truck. Okay. Time for one more, just here in the middle. In the grey top. Thanks, sir. If you wouldn't mind just standing up as well. Last question for today. Thank you.
Obviously you train like 4 or 5 times a week still, and you're always on the go. Do you ever look back and wish you'd have done something else in your life?
Look back and do what?
Well, would you, if you had to look back now at your career and you hadn't got where you had with Mr. Olympia and all the championships and the training and everything else, as a chosen career, would you have done something else?
No. I'm going to tell you the reason why. I was just trying to touch on it a minute earlier. It's really not up to you what you want to be in life. It's up to God and what He wants you to be, and everybody has a destiny. And it was like this, when I was in college, you know, I had no idea I was going to college, first of all. The only reason why I went because all my high school buddies were going, and I'm like, well, I'm not staying here in this small town with nothing to do. I'm going to college too. And so when I got there, like, now, what do I do? Because the only reason why I came is because my friends came. So I just started asking everybody that was there, like, what are y'all doing here? What are y'all majoring in? And most of the time, the statement that I got is everybody was majoring in management. So I like, okay, I'm gonna major in management too. About my 3rd year, I had an instructor come to me and say, man, you need to change your major to accounting. You're pretty good in it. And and I'm like, you think so? He's like, yeah. So I was like, okay, I'm changing my major to accounting. About my 4th year in college, I thought I made the biggest mistake in my life because I took this accounting course, and it was the hardest class in the whole wide world. But I got through that, and the whole time I'm in college, I'm playing football, and I always wanted to be a professional football player, and that's why I went to college, and I played 4 years there, and so that's what I thought I was going to do after college. That didn't happen. I didn't get drafted, so I was like, okay, there went one dream out the window. So my next thing was, well, I got a 4-year degree. I graduated with honors. I had all A's and B's all throughout college. So now say I can become an accountant. Well, that didn't happen either. I applied at all these jobs when I first went to Dallas. Nobody hired me. Only person that hired me was Domino's Pizza. And here I am with a 4-year degree, thinking I'm gonna be making all this money, and I'm delivering pizzas for a living. So I'm like, what the hell wrong with what's going on with this? You know, I spent all that time in college studying each and every single night, because I studied each and every single night with a degree in accounting. You have to. So I like, why ain't nobody hiring me for an accountant? What's going on? So this goes on for 2 years, because every single weekend I'll put in an application, because I got the newspaper, to be an accountant for an accounting job. I got a lot of interviews because I had such a high GPA, grade point average, but nobody would hire me. I'm like, what the hell? Why ain't nobody hiring me? So I like, okay, 2 years of, you know, Domino's Pizza, I couldn't survive. I ended up getting another job throwing newspapers. And here I am, you know, a grown man throwing newspapers and delivering pizzas with a college degree. So I'm thinking, where did I go wrong? And a friend of mine came to me one day and said, "Why don't you work for the police department?" I'm like, "Oh hell no, I'd never do that job." Yeah, that's what I thought at the time I said that. So one day a thought came to my head like, why don't I work for the police department? So I applied for the police department. About 3 months later, I was hired. And this was after I said that I'd never work for the police department. So you never, the point I'm trying to make is you never know what it is that you're going to do in life, and you never know what your destiny is until you kind of like stumble upon it. Like some people already know what they want to do all their lives. Some people like me, unfortunately, stumble on it in that kind of way. I worked my first year on the police force. A guy came to me. I was telling the story earlier about where I work out at. And he said, "Come to this gym." If I never, got with the police department, I never went to that gym, and I never been Mr. Olympia for 8 years in a row. So life has a way of dealing its own lessons to you, and it's really not up to you. It's up to the man upstairs, basically.
And the rest, of course, as they say, is history. Yeah. Now, they're quite quiet, this lot, because we British are a bit more reserved than you Americans, we're a bit quieter. But I guess if they made a load of noise, Ronnie, would you be tempted to give them a little pose?
What?
A little pose? Would you be tempted to give them a pose if they made a lot of noise?
If I can get out of this shirt, of course, maybe I could.
Yeah, I think he's going to do that. I think you probably have to keep that going a little bit. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. So I guess when we're finished here, Ronnie, can people come and see you on the hall? Are you down on one of the stands? Okay, he's going to make his way down to the stand. So if you want to meet him out in the hall and have some photographs or some autographs, I guess he's going to be out for that. But ladies and gentlemen, before you go, let's hear it for the legend. There is Ronnie Coleman!